Spacey, Sims, and we are back with more Color X Malice in Yanagi's round. Finally! Wow. Wow. Keeps throwing us for a loop here. Anyway, he's hiding shit. What are you hiding? Anyway. So we are probably getting close to the second bad ending because we didn't do that in the last part because it was getting long and it was like, we're gonna have to. So later that night, I had a dream. It was a dreary, suffocating nightmare. Help! Help! Please help me! It rang out incessantly, a sharp sound and a bitter cry. Forgive me. This is what Yanagi has a dream about and was remembering. This is the same fucking thing we saw in his. Was this what people called killing intent? A piercing cold stabbed my body, and I felt a blazing heat. God, no more! Please, stop! Stop! Stop it! It was terrifying. The sounds of someone being beaten and the faint screams of a man. Stop it! I cried out in my heart. Unless we're the one was doing the killing. With a start, I leapt to my feet. That's when I realized I'd just been dreaming. I inhaled deeply to calm my ragged breathing. A dream again. It was a nightmare that recurred sometimes. It especially appeared when I was very tired. I couldn't remember when I first started to have this dream. Okay, so now all of a sudden there's a recurring dream that she has, right? That we didn't bring up in any other parts, like this recurring nightmare. Convenient, okay. Plot convenience. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But it's the same fucking thing, I'm pretty sure a lot of that Yanagi was dreaming. So is it and yet he knows, he's like, oh, we've met before, and I'm trying to pick you up with stuff from Minamoto's book, and you're like, that sounds like bullshit, but okay. She said that, we also said that, it sounded like bullshit, and it totally was. So he's met us before, so this is not just a nightmare, this is something that happened probably, but what was it, and when, and this route's gonna be so fucking good. Nobody spoil anything! Because actually, I mean, yeah, by the time you see this, maybe I've gotten closer to the end. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what part is up right now. We're still in Sadaishi's route that you guys are seeing, but I'm not far enough ahead yet, but I'm trying to get there, so. Anyway, I must be tired. Anyway, it had woken me up. I didn't much feel like going back to sleep. Still, I lay back down on my bed and did my best to fall asleep again. That's when the events of several hours ago reappeared in my mind. However, we find nothing you say to be particularly persuasive, especially coming from you. What? Did you feel that way because you don't want those you've hurt to exact vengeance on you? Do you really think you understand the suffering of those you have wronged? I wonder what happened in Yanagi's past. We had parted ways right after that. I was curious, but I didn't press the issue. Even though I had reflected on each thing the caller had said, it all still baffled me. They empathized with my sense of justice? My idea of justice couldn't align with theirs. I was happy to be useful to someone and to help those around me. That was justice to me. And that's why I wanted to catch these criminals. I guess it did make me feel rage toward those robbing the public of their lives. Is that what they empathize with? Still, I'd never entertained the thought of killing for revenge. It was unacceptable. I don't get this at all. I'm just wondering if his secret is like even bigger and more like than Sadaishi's. You know what I'm saying? But like, don't tell me. I went over and over it in my head, but I came up empty in my search for answers. I took a deep breath and tried once again to go back to sleep. Huh? There was a noise from the front door. Oh no. Then I heard the door shut. Kazuki? Is he leaving? His shoes aren't here. I told him not to go out so late. It looked like he had just gone out. Where did he go? Maybe he was going to Akito's. I don't know their phone number, though, and why would you call it this time of night? With no idea where Kazuki could have gone, I peeked into his room for a clue. Uh-oh. This is it. Looking around his disorganized room, I realized that something was missing. I'm scrolling down to our bad endings. His guitar is gone. So he had taken his guitar with him at this hour? Anyway, I should go after him. This is what's gonna get us killed. With my mind made up, I went back to my room to change. By the time you change, he's gone. So, no reply, huh? He's like, she knows. I tried calling him, but it wasn't working. I couldn't get through to Kazuki. Kazuki didn't like me. Even if he did notice my call, he'd probably just ignore it once he saw my number. But a murder just happened yesterday. Anxiously, I sped up my pace. I might still be able to catch up to him. Uh-oh. It's freaking me out. We're gonna die, guys. We're about to fucking die. When I turned the corner, I saw Kazuki's back. I sprinted to close the distance, and then I stopped. If I catch up to him now, he definitely wouldn't let me take him back home. Even if I was lucky enough to do that, he'd just immediately disappear on me again. There's no point in coming all the way out here if I don't find out where he's going or what he's doing. Uh-oh. I kept my distance from Kazuki and pondered the situation. I've been overlooking it so far, but Kazuki's words yesterday made an impact on me. Even my brother was plagued by uncertainty about the future. As long as Shinjuku was in this state, there was no guarantee that he wouldn't get targeted by one of the incidents. But Kazuki doesn't even listen to anything I tell him regardless. As I tried to calm myself down, I thought of Yanagi's face. That's right. If I were Yanagi, I'd... Hold on. Save. Save! Okay. Discreetly follow him on my own. No, you wouldn't. You'd ask for help. But we're going to discreetly follow him on his own. We're going to discreetly follow him on our own, and we going to fucking die. So, here you go. Bad ending number 2. I have to do something myself. This is the Adonis bad ending. This was my own family. I couldn't just rely on Yanagi. All right, go scroll this back up. Hold on. I'm scrolling back up to our chapter. Okay, there we go. Huh? I followed Kazuki's trail until he led me to a concert club. Oh, is Hana going to kill us? Great. What's he doing at a concert this late? Oh. No concerts would be held this late. He had his guitar with him, so maybe he came here to practice. Blaze. Live House. Bay. But maybe he'd been invited by a bad group of people. I was nervous, but nothing would happen if I didn't do something. I steeled myself and reached for the door. And keep going. I'm heading to the convenience store. Okay, be careful. The door opened from inside and a young man came out. He made a distinct impression. What are you doing out here at this hour, miss? There's something you need. Oh, the man had spoken to me when I was trying to get a peek inside. I hesitated. He would obviously be wondering why a stranger would be at the door this late at night. I would literally be like, okay, look, I was worried about my brother. I followed him. I just wanted to make sure he's okay. I'm sorry, but it's cool. I'm Kazuki Hoshino's sister. My little brother snuck out in the middle of the night, and I think he came here. Oh, you're Kazuki's big sister? I remember Akito mentioning that Kazuki had a sister. So not only Kazuki, but Akito comes here as well? What does my brother do while he's here? Would you mind telling me your name? Yasuhiro Ishiki. Nice to meet you. I'm in the same band as Kazuki. I see. Thank you for taking care of my brother. He introduced himself more politely than I expected, so I returned his formality. But Yasuhiro Ishiki, I feel like I've heard that name before. No, I have to think of Kazuki now. May I go inside? You're in the same band, so I assume that he's practicing. Kazuki's still in high school. It worries me when he goes out this late. The city's especially dangerous lately. Kazuki's practicing hard for an upcoming show. He wants to get all the practice that he can. In the morning, I'll make sure he goes home. He's concentrating now, so please let him be. A concert? He was in a band, so practice made sense, but who'd hold a concert in this city with a terrible murder just happened? Where a terrible murderer... Wait, In this city where a terrible murder just happened yesterday. That makes more sense. Besides, from what I hear from Akito, Kazuki wouldn't go home even if he saw you. Miss, if you go inside right now, I think you'd probably just cause a situation. I couldn't think of a reply to that. Akito had told this person about the tension between Kazuki and me. But nonetheless, I couldn't just take something like that lying down. The band practice and concert aren't important to me right now. But there were teenagers out in dangerous city at a very unseemly hour. This was wrong, even outside of Shinjuku. Mr. Shiki, this is who I am. I took out my police notebook, which I had kept in my pocket in case. I never thought this was how I'd be using it. But if he wouldn't hear me out as a concerned family member, then I had to escalate this. No, that's going to get you killed. I would have been like, look, I'm just really worried about him, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're a cop? I'm Officer Hoshino of the SRCPO, Shinjuku Station. It's against regulations for you to have a minor here at this hour. So, miss, you're a cop. His voice tensed up in a very peculiar way. I studied Ishiki's face. I saw fear, confusion, and anger. He was struggling to control his expression so that those emotions wouldn't show. Leave. I yelped as he suddenly shoved me. Leave if you have nothing else to say. He pushed me away from the door and shut it. There was no handle on the door. It looked like it locked from the inside. I suppose there was no talking him down. What now?
Good evening.
Eh? A sudden voice greeted me. Good evening. I turned around to see a strangely dressed girl. Was she cosplaying? Oh, Hana, I love you. More importantly, it was dangerous for her to be out this late.
Hey, who are you? Are you one of Hero's groupies?
Huh? The girl suddenly closed in. She smiled cutely, mere inches from my face.
What were you talking about? Did you know what Hero was doing? I bet he really frustrates you. I know Hero's a great guy. Rude fans are what bother him the most. Get it? You're bothering Hero. I absolutely won't forgive anyone who makes Hero sad. Yep, that's right. Hero looked sad. What did you say to him?
I think there's been a misunderstanding. She'd gotten the wrong idea in her head. I tried to explain, but I never got the chance. I felt a powerful jolt from my chest. Now there was a madness in her smile. What? When I looked down, I saw a knife handle protruding from my body. She'd stabbed me pretty close to my heart.
I protected Hero's happiness today, too! Hana's so happy! Think about your mistakes in hell!
I could hear a voice somewhere. My chest was hot, but I could feel coldness gradually overtaking my body. Why? What had happened? I didn't know anything. From the abyss, I could hear the ringing of cheerful, out-of-place laughter. Stabbed by Hana. When we followed Kazuki and we showed up there, I was like, Hana's gonna fucking kill us, because that always happens when we show up there. Hana always fucking kills us. Load. Boop. 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 If I were Yanagi, I'd ask for fucking help, bitch! He might be sleeping right now. I would feel really bad if I ended up waking him up. But when I assessed the situation, I didn't think I could handle it alone. I felt that I should call for backup first. Rationalizing it to myself, I sent a text. Sorry to bother you at this hour. My brother snuck out of the house. I'm tailing him. I don't think I'll be able to bring him back by myself. So if you're still awake, could you please lend me a hand? My phone vibrated after I sent the message. Where are you now? Damn, he awake all the time. So we went inside. Is that a concert venue? Yanagi peeked out from the shadow of the building, whispering as he checked its sign. Yanagi had seen my text and hurried over immediately. I couldn't be more grateful to him. I know, right? God. Oh, look at you. Oh, my noble prince on a kind of gray-colored steed. I'm not really sure you should be riding a white horse. It's kind of murky gray right now. We're not really sure whether you're good or bad, but we love you either way. I mean, Tadaishi's pretty fucking bad, but we love him. I'm sorry. You must be busy. I didn't want to make you come all this way. It's all right. I reached a point in my work where it was okay for me to take a break. Yanagi chuckled softly at the way I squirmed apologetically. Seriously, don't worry about it. I'd rather be helping you than having you run off somewhere random on your own and getting killed. It's like he knows. Besides, I'm worried about you when you're out this late. Thanks. I was a police officer, so I felt pathetic. But I'd felt this wouldn't go well if I didn't have backup. Yeah, because you would have gotten stabbed pretty fucking easily. About Kazuki, my brother, I'm really not sure how I should treat him in a lot of situations recently. Um, I can't really say that we get along, but I'm worried about him. I see. So that's why you asked for my help. Yanagi nodded in understanding. I'm sure that he thinks I'm weird for begging for help just because my brother snuck out at night. I might just be worrying too much. I did consider that I might be overreacting because Kazuki and I weren't getting along. You said he took his guitar with him, right? So he's probably practicing or something. And does your brother play at a lot of shows? No, I've never heard him talk about any concerts. But I think he has an interest in music. He has a lot of CDs in his room, and I think he enjoys playing the guitar, but that's pretty much all I know. I see. Anyway, we can't just allow a minor to be going somewhere like this at this time of night. Also, we don't know what's going on inside. We'll have to go inside. Yeah. Yanagi slipped out of the shadows and headed for the concert club. I jogged behind him. Nervously, I watched Yanagi as he reached for the door to the concert club. Huh? Just then the door opened from the inside and a young man came out. I only got a small glimpse of what the inside of the building looked like. Who are you? It's awfully late. And do you need something? When we had been trying to look inside, uh, then a man who had exited the build. Wait. When we had been trying to look inside, the man who had exited the building spoke to us. That would make more sense, I think. It was natural that he'd be wondering why strangers would be at their door at this hour. I'm Kazuki Hoshino's sister. My name is Spacey. My brother snuck out of the house a bit ago. I think he came here. Oh, you're Kazuki's big sister? Ah, I remember Akito mentioning that Kazuki had a sister. So not only Kazuki, but Akito comes here as well? What about you? I'm just her escort. A woman shouldn't be out this late by herself. Sure, that makes sense. You're also wearing a police jacket, but he's not gonna notice that. It says, I swear to God, it says fucking police on there. What does my brother do while he's here? Would you mind telling me your name? Hmm? He really didn't tell you anything, huh? Eh? Yasuhiro Ishiki. Nice to meet you. I'm in the same band as Kazuki. I see. Thank you for taking care of my brother. He introduced himself more politely than I expected, so I returned his politeness. But Yasuhiro Ishiki. I feel like I've heard that name before. Yasuhiro Ishiki. Yanagi muttered the name and narrowed his eyes. Maybe he knew the name too. No, I have to think of Kazuki now. May I go inside? You're in the same band, so I assume that he's practicing. Kazuki is still in high school. It worries me when he goes out this late. The city is especially dangerous lately. Kazuki's practicing hard for an upcoming show. He wants to get all the practice that he can. He's concentrating now, so please let him be. A concert? This was the first time I'd heard that Kazuki was in a band and that he played in concerts. I love Ishiki. He's so like adorable and strange, but it also weirds me out that he's got like his lip pierced and he's got a chain that goes to his ear. Like it's so bizarre. It looks so weird. Like, I mean, if you want to get your lip pierced, but like, why would you chain it to your ear? It's kind of like when you have the earring that's chained to your nose. It's like, it's just a step above that. Like, it's a little extra, extra. I don't know. Anyway, and this was the first time that I'd heard Kazuki was in a band and that he played in concerts. I had a mountain of questions, so I couldn't just ignore this. But I couldn't think of what to say. But is it good for you to bring a minor here this late at night? Yanagi, who had kept quiet, rescued me from sinking into the awkward silence. If something happens to him, you'd be the one held responsible. You might want to be a little more careful. You talk like a cop, man. The real cops wouldn't come by, even if a cop reported that to them. Besides, even if they did show up, it just soured Kazuki's opinion of his sister. He's probably going to be stubborn about it. I think you should let it go. That's... Shiki, door's wide open. What are you... Gah! The hell are you doing here? Kazuki, you followed me? You're the worst. Maybe didn't see anything weird to a Shiki. How was I not supposed to be worried with you sneaking out this late at night? Worried? What are you talking about? Shut up. I'm not some child you need to worry about. But I told you yesterday that another murder just happened, so it's danger. I told you to shut up. I jumped in shock as he suddenly raised his voice. Oh, he gonna get schooled from Yanagi in a sec. Kazuki had violently pounded his fist against the door of the concert club. Kazuki. Ishiki, who was frowning slightly, approached Kazuki's trembling fist. He suddenly stopped. Kazuki relaxed and lowered his hand. What's your problem? All this time you've never given a crap. Oh, that's him. I don't know why Ashiki. I was like, wait, what? What's your problem? All this time you've never given a crap about me, but now you're trying to play big sister. This is all to make yourself feel better. You won't rest easy unless you do all this. Makes me sick to see all that superficial concern coming from you. Kazuki stormed back into the building. I watched him leave in shock. I was utterly speechless. I never knew he hated me this much. Miss, Kazuki is working really hard. I know you're worried about him, but could you just watch over him from more of a distance for now? Mr. Ishiki, you mentioned a concert. Is he practicing for that? Damn it, Yanagi, why didn't you stand up and school our brother on how to be a real man? Damn it. The fuck? Disappointed in you. Enomoto would have done it. Even fucking Suzuka would have been like, hey, don't talk to her that way, asshole. I'm the only one that can tell her to shut up. I mean, seriously. Yeah, it's coming up soon. Kazuki is really getting into it. He's putting all his heart into his music. I know that he genuinely wants to play good music. I'm really pulling for him. Kazuki? Really? Yeah. I didn't know that. I hadn't even tried to find out. I really don't know anything about my brother. Maybe it made sense that Kazuki would hate me so much. At this rate, he won't come home unless we resort to drastic measures. Yanagi, it's probably not the best course, right? I'll just leave again some other time. Yeah, but I'm a little relieved. Huh? Akito's told me a bit about you. He said that you didn't get along with Kazuki. Kazuki's passion for music is ardent, but I'm sure that isn't all to it. What do you mean? I have a feeling that he's throwing himself into it because he wants someone to notice him. I can see that he's always anxious. Whether it's frustration or self-pity, he's practically radiating with that emotion. This is just my theory, but maybe the person Kazuki actually wants to acknowledge him is you. Me. You're worried about Kazuki. I don't think you're a bad person. So I'm relieved to learn that about you. Just watch over him for now. Mr. Ishiki, sorry. I'll make sure he gets home in the morning. See ya. The door finally closed. What now? Maybe we shouldn't press the issue.
Good evening!
Huh? A voice greeted me from behind. It was a disturbingly cheerful voice. Good evening? Who are you?
What are you doing here this late?
I turned around to see a strangely dressed girl. Was she cosplaying? I should be asking you that. It isn't safe to be loitering at this hour.
Hana's just on a walk, you know. And then I thought I saw a couple having a lover spat. Curiosity just got the better of Hana.
Oh, we're just on an evening stroll. Don't mind us. We happened to spot this club, so we were curious about what was going on. Oh, we just swung by to take a look. Yeah, I suppose curiosity got the better of us as well.
Oh, really? So are they having a concert?
No, sounds like they're just practicing for an upcoming show.
Oh, I knew it! Hana really loves the concerts at this place. They're totally amazing. Mister, you'd probably be blown away by them.
Fucking love her. I don't know why. I just fucking love this crazy bitch. I see. Look, it's great that you enjoy their shows, but it's really dangerous for you to be out this late.
Okay, you're nice, mister. Good night.
Then the girl swiftly departed. Phew. You lied to her, Yanagi. I didn't want to tell her what we were doing. Things could have gotten out of hand. And she could have stabbed you. That's true. Now, as for what we should do, we can't just stay here all night. Yeah, speaking of tomorrow, I have to go into work. If an emergency call came in, I'd have to head in immediately no matter the time. It wasn't feasible to wait for Kazuki, and even if I did, there was a chance that he wouldn't come straight home anyway. Right. I have an idea. Yes? Yanagi suddenly turned around as if possessed by a good idea. He spoke to empty air. Okazaki, you there? Huh? What's up, Yanagi? Eh? Eh? For some reason, Okazaki was really there. He was wearing a standard innocent grin. I just like how she's like, eh! Like, obviously you weren't you're following Yanagi, not me, because if you're following me, you would have stopped me from getting stabbed, you son of a bitch. Well, where did you come from? I saw Yanagi leave the office in a hurry, so I figured something was wrong. Whoa, you really are a ghost. In other words, you followed Yanagi, but you don't seem to think you did anything creepy. Ah, shucks. It wasn't a compliment. So, Okazaki, you came all this way, so I have a job for you to do. Huh? Okazaki blinked. So basically, you want me to just stay here? Exactly. I was grateful for Yanagi's quick thinking. Yanagi explained the situation to Okazaki and just asked him to watch over Kazuki. Have you forgotten something, Yanagi? My job is to guard you. Yoshinari's at the office. Plus, it isn't that far from here anyway. I'm not so weak that I need your protection. Sasuzuka's a different story. Well, that's true. I'd prefer to protect the kitty cat anyway. I guess I probably shouldn't call you that anymore. Right, Spacey Hoshino? I'm sorry for hiding it from you. I knew he had figured me out. I had been prepared for this eventuality. Now that I had been confronted with it, there was no point in hiding my identity. I'm sure you know, but I'm Spacey Hoshino from the Shinjuku Station Special Regions Crime Prevention Office. But I can't tell you my situation. Is it related to work? Why don't you just tell me? Oh, right. Can I call you Spacey? I don't mind. Okazaki was so carefree. He showed no apparent intention of investigating me. It's nice to meet you again. I'm very worried about my brother. I'm terribly sorry to lay this on you while you're working a mission, but could you please help me? It's hard for me to say no if you need my help that badly. After I pleaded with him, Okazaki seemed to be seriously considering my request. While pondering the request, Okazaki looked over at Yanagi. Yanagi had said all he was going to say, so we broke eye contact and looked up at the sky. It's just really funny for me to imagine that Okazaki is voiced by the same person who voices Finney in Black Butler, and it's fucking hilarious because I really can't wait till we watch the after scenarios and like actually hear the voice acting, because it's gonna be like fucking weird. He'll probably talk in a normal voice as opposed to like the higher tone voice that he uses for like Finney and Yuki and Noragami. Fucking hilarious. Anyway, Okazaki sighed. Oh, also, Finis in Code Realize. And I've watched the anime, and I never would have realized that Finney from Black Butler and Finis in fucking Code Realize were the same person, because I've watched the anime, and the Finis voice in the anime is just like, I can't really remember, because I've watched it both in English and in Japanese, but he doesn't have like it's not But it's the same thing as Undertaker and fucking Van Helsing, where you're like, I can't. It's so hard when I watch Black Butler and I hear Undertaker to be like, I can't. I can't. My brain doesn't want to like accept it's the same person. Or in Noragami, Kazuma and fucking Grell. It's fucking. You're just like, I can't. But even Grell, even his voice in Black Butler when he's like, before he's Grell, when he's like Butler Grell, and then it's two totally different voices, but it's the same person. But it's like, it just impresses me. I'm just impressed by the simplest shit. Like, so it's gonna be fun to see what voice is being used with Okazaki. Like, are we getting like the normal speaking voice? Are we getting the like higher pitch? Like, what tone of voice are we getting with him? Like, I'm curious. Like, anyway. Okay, I get it. I'll help you. Really? Under one condition. A condition? What's that? Could I get your phone number? Oh, I shifted my weight and uneasily looked at Yanagi. It's just contact info. Why not? Yay! I got your dad's blessing! I am not her dad. Now that would make it creepy, the things I want to do to him. Like, really fucking creepy. I want you to tell me all kinds of fun things, okay? Okay, within reasonable limits. His friendly smile made me lower my guard a little bit. He may be trying to pry into my situation. Okazaki's awfully passionate about his job. I'm so happy. You owe me a favor too now, Yanagi. Not because I wanted to. Well, there's no helping it. Yep, I charge a lot of interest, so watch out. Anyway, I'll leave this to you. We're heading back. With that, Yanagi turned to leave. Okay, I'll let you know if anything happens. Thank you, Okazaki. Sure, just leave your brother to me. I bowed to him while he was nonchalantly waving goodbye, and then followed Yanagi. We had left Okazaki to handle things here, and we walked through the darkness of Shinjuku. I wonder if that was okay. What? Asking Okazaki to do that. As Okazaki had stated, his real job was to protect Yanagi's team. I was worried that he might not properly look after Kazuki, but that wasn't all. Was it really okay for him to abandon his job? The thought troubled me. Oh, don't worry about that at all. Trust me. Yanagi slightly soothed my worries. Once he takes a job, he'll see it through. He acts flaky, but he's very diligent. In fact, he's so persistent that it's hard to compromise with him most of the time. Meticulous, stubborn. Okazaki seems so carefree. I had trouble imagining him as a hard-working employee. Yanagi, you seem to know a surprising amount about Okazaki. I investigated him. Oh, I see. I suppose if he's observing you, that you would want to know about him. It's pretty tough to find info on SP officers. Even Sasazuka can only dig up basic information on him. Well, from the way that he diligently stakes us out 24/7, you can tell what type of guy he is even without looking him up. Indeed. No matter how often we run him off, he gets into the office, sometimes just to chat with Enomoto. I can totally imagine that. We've had enough unwanted contact with him to construct a full psych profile. So we know he takes his work seriously. When he said it so plainly, it gave me a feeling of security. Besides, the fact that he accepted the job means that he stands to gain from it. He isn't the kind of person who can have the goodness of his heart taken advantage of. So, you still need to watch out around him. Right. Yanagi has an impressively thorough understanding of Okazaki. That might explain why he didn't try to throw off his minders, even though he knew that he was under police surveillance. He currently works for the police, so he can easily take action if trouble arises. SP officers are good at avoiding attention. A normal cop would raise Ishiki's guard. Then I remembered something. I thought I'd heard the name Ishiki before. And the hostile attitude he seemed to have towards the police. That's right. I think I've heard that name before. A few days ago, I was trying to memorize a mountain of X-Day files. His name was in them. Yasuhiro Ishiki. He's related to the May X-Day case. Yeah, you're right. Yanagi had probably recognized the name right away once he heard it. Yasuhiro Ishiki. He was one of the people mistakenly arrested by the officers who were victims in the May incident. He was under suspicion of being one of the perpetrators in May, motivated by revenge. Sorry, I'm stretching my back. For a moment, anyway. He had a perfect alibi, so he was immediately released. But even if he wasn't a suspect, it meant that someone tied to the X Day was also tied to Kazuki. The reality of that hit me, and I grew even more anxious. It felt as if the chance of Kazuki getting entangled in an X Day case had skyrocketed. Don't leave me, Yanagi. I attempted to stifle a yawn with my open palm. Oh, now that she said the word yawn, and I have to yawn. In the end, I didn't get any sleep at all. Yes, you've reached the SRCPO. There's a suspicious car that's been parked in front of my house since yesterday, and nobody's inside, but it's kind of creepy. If you have time to send a patrol out, I'd like it if someone could take a look. Understood. Please tell us your address. We'll send a team to investigate immediately. Oh, you're coming? Thanks. My address is. While taking report after report, my mind wandered back to the events of this morning. After that, Okazaki had given us real-time updates on Kazuki until he returned home. I was impressed. He even sent photos. Okazaki really is meticulous. I was relieved to see him get home, and I gratefully thanked Okazaki. But it was time to go to work, so I never got to see my brother after that. Phew. Hey, Hoshino, you don't look so good. Huh? Really? Don't give me that. Go look in a mirror. Go ahead and take your lunch break now. Yes, sir. Thank you. X-Day files. I used my break to read over the X-Day files some more. I would have taken a nap. I had asked Sakuragawa to forward me files on each crime scene, but there just wasn't enough information. Fuck me, I was hoping to dig a little deeper. My increased motivation stemmed from last night, of course. Kazuki was linked with someone tied to X-Day. Now, I could never be sure that Adonis would not aim their fangs at someone other than me. I was painfully aware of that now. I had to do whatever I possibly could to prevent that from happening. I need more intel. Now then, I wondered where I could go to scrounge up more information on the X-Day cases. Interesting. We are supposed to go, it says firing range, trigger mode practice. Okay. Are we supposed to go with all of these? I don't know. It's... Phew! Kind of felt like I had been futilely spinning my wheels. I need to collect myself. Trigger mode practice. So I went to my usual sanctuary. Is this gonna make... Oh, well, I mean, trigger mode practice. Sure, okay. Because it didn't tell us the first time we did it that that's what we were doing. And I was like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Good! That's it! Good! That's it! That's enough for now. I don't know why it told me to do that, but then it says field ops. It says, oh, field ops support team, then field ops unit, then forensics, then investigation. Okay. I don't know why we're supposed to go to all of these, but I guess we're supposed to go to all these? I don't know. Oh, my eyes. You came at a great time, Hoshino. What? When I poked my head into field support, Mukai greeted me graciously for some reason. You've kept me waiting far too long. Now, tell me about the director's weaknesses. Any vulnerabilities I can exploit? No, I don't... Okay, knock it off, or I'll develop a special form of harassment just for you. Oh, I was kidding. I'm totally kidding. That didn't sound like a joke to me. Did you come here to ask about yesterday's case? Yeah, I was wondering if there were any new developments. They seem to have narrowed down the list of suspects, but nothing other than that. I see. Thank you. But narrowing down the suspects could count as a development. Even if the rest of what Tsuraishi said was sarcasm, he had given me a bit of his info. Okay. Wow, I can't believe we have to... Okay, so now we go to Field Ops Unit. Searching for more information on the X-Day cases, I poked my head into field ops. I looked around for someone who looked like they would speak to me. I made eye contact with a scary-looking man. Kenzo Satake. 53. He doesn't look 53. Looks younger than me. What is it, girl? Sakuragawa told me about him before. His name is Satake. He was Enomoto's former superior and the one to ask about the initial investigations. I'm from SRCPO. The residents around yesterday's crime scene are uneasy, so they're asking if there have been any new updates. It wasn't exactly a lie. We got a lot of reports today, thanks to the recent batch of homicides. And nobody could rest in the state of affairs. That's not my department. Still, the initial investigation is over. If you're getting lots of complaints, just tell them that we'll solve it soon. Although, to be perfectly honest with you, doesn't look like this will be over anytime soon. Understood. Thank you. Also, I'd been intimidated by Satake's presence, but I managed to get him to hear me out. Interesting, that's it. Okay. Now we go to forensic. Here's the funny thing. What are in these rooms? Anything? What happens if we go to them? I'm not gonna go to them. Should we just go to them? Can we save? Can we just save and go to one of those and, like, see what happens? I'm just gonna save. I just want to save and I want to go to the audio room. Oh, we can't go. Well, that was stupid. It won't let me go to them. Why do they exist? Why do they fucking exist if we can't go to them? Like, you go and you're like, there's nothing for me to see here. Like, but I can't go there at all, so. Excuse me, is Sakuragawa in? You're back? Sakuragawa had come out to greet me, not even bothering to hide her exasperation. She lets everything show on her face. It was true that I came by quite often to see if she had any new information. I couldn't deny that I was being persistent. I was wondering if there have been any new developments on yesterday's homicide. Not exactly nothing, but it's a minor development. The damage to the burnt body was severe, but there were a few oddities. Take a look. Thank you. I expressed my sincere gratitude to Sakuragawa for showing me the new files. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, Investigations Headquarters. That's the last place we go. I made my way to Investigations HQ and peeked inside. They don't seem like they're in a meeting. Hey, where are the files from earlier? Huh? Didn't the chief take them? Seriously? This fell out. Is he gonna leave without it? Oh, crap. We're gonna hear it later. It feels like a big commotion. If I could use the chaos to my advantage, I might be able to get some intel. That feels impossible, though. Excuse me, I have a question about yesterday's suspect. Anyway, I decided to try and casually talk to one of the investigators. Huh? Sugawara? Hey! What are you doing? Get over here! Yes, sir! I had managed to engage one of them for a moment, but the investigator was pulled into some other task. Still, I might have managed to get a fragment of a lead. When I returned to my desk, I sat down and let out a satisfied hum. I felt like I had gained some information, but it was all just scraps. And none of it was critical information that would have an impact on the case on its own. I can't keep pressing like this. I can't keep progressing like this. This was too slow to be a real investigation. My inexperience as an investigator meant that I was useless if I couldn't get a good intel. Why are you sighing, Hoshino? Did you eat a proper meal? Oh. While I was spacing out, I hadn't noticed that Mochita was looking at my monitor. My screen was displaying a website that collected rumors about the X-Day cases. I thought you were acting kind of odd lately. Don't tell me you've been investigating the X-Day cases on your own. Yes. As usual, I totally spilled the beans. I couldn't lie to him. I had no choice. I shrunk down, ready for a verbal lashing. Well, it's natural for you to be curious. The X-Day cases are the reason our job has gotten so busy. Huh? Did you think I'd get mad at you for that? Yeah, this isn't part of my duties, so... SRCPO exists to reassure the public in the midst of the X-Day crisis. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to know a little more about the X-Day crimes. I'm curious about how the case is going, too. Actually, I've been poking into it myself. What? You, Mochita? Does not make him sound suspicious. Not so much that I get caught, of course. So I haven't really learned anything that could help with the case. Mochita, sir... Oh? Encouraged by Mochita's graciousness, I suddenly raised my voice. This could be my big chance. I've been thinking about this for a long time. Isn't there more that I could be doing as an SRCPO officer? Of course, I know that I already have a job to do, but the X-Day deadline is closing in on us. The frequency of the crimes has started increasing as well. Even though we've been getting more reports from the public, SRCPO doesn't have access to much info, so we can't explain things to them. I feel like at this rate, we're not helping as many of Shinjuku's citizens as we could have. Hoshino. Mochita seemed to be surprised by my fervor. Everything I had said was completely honest. It's what I had been thinking all this time. Even the people of Shinjuku were directly appealing to us for help, but we couldn't act. It frustrated me and made me feel impotent. Yeah, you're right. I understand your desire to help the people here better than anyone. As long as you don't neglect your day job, I won't fuss if you chose to privately look into it. Your zeal is a credit to our profession. Good luck. Yes, sir. Mochita encouraged me with a beaming smile. I felt nothing but gratitude for his concern, which warmed the cockles of my heart. I love that in the game, the cockles of my heart, because I say that sometimes, and it's just, it's like, it warms the cockles of my cold, dead heart. It's such an old fucking saying, and it's just hilarious to see it in this game. Anyway. But I feel like they're trying to make Mochita look more suspicious now, because now you're like, well, wait, Mochita. Uh-huh. Totally investigate it on your own. Uh-huh, Mochita, why do you want me to investigate it on my own? They're trying to make everyone suspicious in Spacey's eyes. But I won't make much headway sneaking around. I was painfully aware of our lack of progress. There was only so much I could do in secret. I wouldn't be any real help to Yanagi's team if I just kept browsing abstracts and memos. I understand how you feel. Right now, there are people wondering if we are even trying to solve the X-Day case. I was actually thinking about trying to slip into Investigations HQ. Mochita's musings gave me an idea. That's right. This could work. I had nothing to lose. A bruised ego was the worst that could happen. Mochita, do you have a moment? What is it? I gathered my courage and made eye contact. Can't SRCPO assist people in Investigations HQ? What? Mochita had brought me into the hallway to talk. He had been quiet. But after my suggestion, his eyes had gone wide. Possibly moved by my zeal, he had gone to argue for authorization. Couldn't hurt. He must be getting yelled at. Don't scare me like that. Sir? No, I mean, that's fine. I was just wondering if this was all a crazy dream. What? SRCPO has been cleared to work in Investigations HQ. Really? I never actually expected them to give us permission. But this is fantastic. If I was allowed to work in investigations, new information would come my way at least. The officers that would actually work there would probably be more experienced than I was, but I'd take whatever I could get. Sorry. Thank you so much, Mochita. Don't start celebrating yet, Hoshino. There's more. Huh? This should have been good news, but Mochita was being very still. Did something happen? Did they force some troublesome job on you in exchange for us getting permission, or... Not exactly. Oh, wait. Masanobu Mochita and Spacey Hoshino have been ordered to be the SRCPO's participants in the investigation. Huh? But why? I couldn't understand why they'd pick Mochita. I could understand why they'd pick Mochita, but I had no idea why they would include me. There were other members of SRCPO who'd be far more helpful than a rookie like me. Now I'm nervous. This had gone too smoothly. No matter how green I wasn't so airheaded that I'd be thankful for this sudden stroke of luck. Huh. I don't get any of this. Like, okay, so she conned him, or she told him to go ask if they could help in investigations. They got permission. She's like, yeah, oh, but you have to go too. Wait, what? And now she's upset about, there was like barely any explaining what the fuck was going on before this part happened. It's like, she's like, isn't there something we could do to help? And then all of a sudden we're having this conversation and it's like, wait, what? Anyway, at first the brass told me not to waste their time with stupid suggestions, as I expected. I asked what point our help would have, so I thought they were about to dismiss me when Commander Minagishi passed by. Oh, Commissioner Minagishi. I was like, wait, what? The commissioner heard what was happening and said, by all means, let's include them. Honestly, I don't understand it. See, this is what makes Minagishi look suspicious now. I see. Minagishi was an investigations bigwig. A single word from him was enough to grant our approval. I have a bad feeling about this. Then they're making Minagishi they're making everyone suspicious. But you know what? I'm already suspicious of everyone. But you know what I'm saying? It could be him because if you think about it, Zero wears the pin. Doesn't he wear it like close, like it would be in a tie, not on a collar? And aren't the other guys wearing it on their collar? It's someone in this fucking. Zero has a pin that fucking looks like this. Maybe it's not exact and it's just your brain thinks it is, but it looks similar to that. And all I see anytime we've seen Zero is like, why is he wearing a pin, like a cop pin? The fuck is he wearing that for? See what I'm saying? Like, I see that everyone's here. Well then, let's start the meeting. Please begin, Morioka. Hajime Morioka, seen some shit. Just love it. You know what I mean? Like, he's the only one. And I wonder if that's supposed to be. But he's not wearing like a suit and a tie. That'd be too obvious. Isn't he wearing just like a black turtleneck? But he's got the pin on. So it's too. I don't know. We have some new members. Commissioner Minagishi of Investigation Section 1 kicked off the meeting. And the person he had called on was also from Section 1, Division Chief Hajime Morioka. He was the highest in command after the Chief of Police. Oh, but then again, Okazaki reports to them, so. I was anxious, but the entire room was focused on Morioka. He scares me, but he's handsome. Officer Mochida and Hoshino. Oh, that's him. Officers Mochida and Hoshino of the Special Regions Crime Prevention Office. Sir? Sir, Mochida and I hastily stood at attention when Morioka called on us. I was more nervous than I'd ever been. I could feel the whole room's eyes on us. Hey, why SRCPO? Hell if I know. Where is SRCPO anyway? I never heard of them. They work that service window. What is Morioka thinking? Shh, quiet. I could hear whispering from all over. I controlled my emotions so that people wouldn't get a bad impression of me. I'd expected this kind of reaction. We weren't welcome in the slightest. SRCPO will assist us with gathering information about the middle school bombing that took place in June. We already have people working the case, so speak with them to rule out possible suspects. Yes, sir. All supervisors give me your daily reports. Let's start with organized crime. And that was basically how our first investigations meeting went. I feel so exhausted. We haven't even done anything yet. Yeah, well. After the meeting was over, Mochida and I sunk into a pair of chairs, sighing heavily. Although we had been assigned roles for now, the detectives had told us point blank, we don't expect much from you, so stay out of our way. Rude! It was very demoralizing. I just felt mentally fatigued. We're gonna solve this shit. I'm the key to X Day, bitches! What? I was trying. X marks the spot. But I don't know how that. Just trying to think of terrible fucking things. Anyway. Mochida, Hoshino, a moment, please. Huh? As I was sighing again, I heard a voice speak from behind me. He seems too nice and calm. He could totally be Zero, right? I'm just saying. Oh, well, Mochida wears his up there, too. And I'm pretty sure they're not wearing, because we would recognize if it was a gray shirt and tie or a tan shirt and tie, like a peachy colored shirt and tie. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's wearing like a turtleneck under his like cloak. But I swear to God, he's got that motherfucking pin on. He's got this fucking pin. Anyway, Commissioner Minagishi. Please stay seated. There's no need to be so nervous. Yes, sir. We greatly appreciate the help of SRCPO, since you're a direct source of public communications. Right now, we can't overlook a single detail. Right. He was undoubtedly just paying us lip service. Still, being told that at least made me feel at least slightly like I belonged. Being told that at least made me feel at least slightly like I belonged. I don't think at least needs to be in there twice, but first, take these. And now that you're working in investigations, you have a lot to catch up on. Smiling, Minagishi handed us both a massive dossier. This is... wow. There were several documents inside. Just from that glance, I knew what they were. SRCPO had never seen anything like this. They were detailed files on the X-Day crimes. He knows that Because remember, so Minagishi was like, let them join, but she has to come too. Because he knows that we are with, like, we're working with Yanagi. And he's always known in every path we've come to him. He's like, oh, so you're working with Yanagi. And he trusts Yanagi. So that could also point to his being Zero and like, or in Adonis. Because, like, he's like, I want them to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, he's always been okay with us working with them. The only time he has ever been like, I would say cold, is when he came and was like, so, you know where Sadaishi is? And we're like, no. And he's like, I'll fucking kill you if you do. Like, not really, you know what I mean? He was like, you'll go down if you're protecting him. I'm just saying. Like, but it was totally like, it's totally legit. Like, if you're protecting him, you're going to go down as an accomplice. Fair warning. Like, it's not a threat. It's actually just a warning. Just letting you know that's how it's going to go. Anyway, peace out. And he's always been like kind of helpful to, and you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, that could be suspicious. He's too fucking kind to us. He's too involved in having us help and wanting like Sasazuka to join back to the force because we need his help to crack this and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So it could just be like he's fucking smart and like, dude, they got some good people. Like, all the help we can get. I'm not fucking dumb. You know what I mean? Or he's evil. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, it was exactly what I had longed for. What? When Mochita saw them, he started sweating. I understand exactly how he felt. Is it really right for us underlings to be handling this information? I wouldn't have given them to you otherwise. Of course, these are internal documents, so I'd prefer you didn't leak them to the public. However, the information in there is all details that the criminals already know we know. It wouldn't matter if they got a hold of them. Something struck me as off about his reply. Are we under suspicion? No, he's basically telling you, like, it's totes cool if you want to give him to Yanagi's team. Spacey Hoshino? Yes? You're acquainted with IG Yanagi? Is that a question? I mean, that was a statement, so, okay. Good grief, man. Just popping in like that. You're scaring her. Morioka, what's with that scary look? This is my face. Minagishi made an apologetic expression as if taking pity on me. Just for a second there's something about the endearing look on his face, and I was like, he just right now reminds me of Akito. Like, I was like, wait, why does he remind me of Akito? Like, all of a sudden, it's like, it's probably the, that look in his eyes and the look on his face, like, sorry that he's being a dick. Kind of like Akito would look at us and be like, sorry, Kazuki's being a dick. Huh. Anyway. Hoshino, we know that you're acquainted not only with Yanagi, but also Sasazuka and Enomoto as well. Are you friends? Yes. I managed to answer honestly thanks to the slightly more relaxed mood. There was really no point in lying anyway. They'd just suspect me more if I did. Can I ask where you met? I happened to run into them during one of my patrols. I see. It wasn't a lie, but it also wasn't the truth. I responded hesitantly. Minagishi smiled. It looks fake, doesn't it? Like, this is how people smile. Like, for now, let's just leave it at that then, shall we? Minagishi? As long as it doesn't impede our work, I don't intend to stop our investigators from having personal lives and relationships. This was directed at Morioka, who didn't seem like he accepted this. It had the air of a warning. Yes, sir. I think we'll excuse ourselves for now. Is that all right with you, Morioka? Yeah. Finally, we were free. I could actually hear my heart pounding. What was that? Are you all right, Hoshino? I'm not sure either. While I was able to respond to Mochita's concern, I was internally panicking. I had unconsciously raised my hand to my neck. I tried to calm myself down. Please know I'm working with Yanagi's team. I had figured as much. Okazaki had figured me out after all. I knew that the collar was still secret. If they knew about it, I wouldn't be alive. Maybe I was invited to investigation because of Yanagi's team. I was consorting with a group of ex-officers. I was a rookie officer of no significant note, and they must have sensed that something was off about me being there. I'll have to be even more careful from now on. I repeated that resolution to myself. Ooh, update. Oh my God, we keep forgetting if there's updates. Let's read those if there's any other different thingies, and then we'll end this part because we're gonna end this shit. This part anyway. No, 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 no. Oh fuck! There's a lot of updates. Okay, we're gonna go back up update. The investigations headquarters learned that abducted police officers were Yuta Fuji, Tetsuya Ichikawa, Toru Shishido, and Shiro Taga. Adonis's announcement declared that this was done to bring light to police corruption. The history of the police officers were investigated, and it was discovered that they had altered documents and covered up corruption they were part of. Using this incident and the May incident, the suspects for this crime will be narrowed down by finding someone who had been harmed by the 4 officers. It's weird because this makes me keep thinking about when they said something about like Yanagi's file being manipulated or things were covered up or something. You know what I mean? Like, so did he do something or was like he one of these guys and then he changed his name? Like, I mean, I don't know. You know, you're like, what's going on? The investigations headquarters learned that the only police officer whose body was found is Yuta Fuji. It was discovered that he had mistakenly arrested someone 2 years ago. The people he arrested were Yasuhiro Ishiki and Tomoki Ogata. When cross-checking against Fuji's estimated time of death, they learned that Ishiki was in another city at the time. Ogata also had proof he was on an overseas trip at the time, giving them plausible alibis. However, because those two seemed to be the ones who hated Fuji the most, they remain under suspicion, and we know it was Ogata. You know, well, somebody killed Forgo Ogata, and Ishiki is just an innocent bystander again. And this is data collected by Investigations HQ. Due to the school festival, the number of people of interest for the explosion was massive. Although interviews with them are complete, the backgrounds of each of the people are still unknown. However, the middle school class targeted by the explosion had a student that committed suicide in the past. The bereaved family at the time sued, but they lost their case. All of the members of the family have solid alibi for the day of the explosion, so they were not elevated as persons of interest. And we know this was Akito. However, the X-Day incidents are almost always motivated by revenge, and therefore the family will still be on watch. Due to the size of the people of interest list, it will be attached separately. But I notice they say the family and they never mention it purposely. You know, they say Ishiki and they say Ogata and they say names, but they never fucking say Akito's family. They never say the Sarah family. They never say the victim's bullying name purposely because well, at this point we know. But depending on where you are in the game and whose route you do, it would kind of be spoilery. This part we know though, so. But she doesn't know right now, so if they said it in here for us to read, it would be like, well, then she knows and she's not supposed to know. This is data collected by Investigations HQ. Hiroto Shimizu, the stalker, became a murder victim after he was stabbed by a good Samaritan, Tomoki Ogata. Adonis is thought to be linked to the case, but there's no proof. Even though he's currently detained and could be interrogated, being unable to touch him during trial is most likely part of Adonis's plan. On the other hand, the woman that was a victim of the stalking, Rika Sugawara, is thought to have heavy connections with Adonis. There is no definitive proof of this yet, so the investigation is stalled. The victim of the arson murder on December 8th also has prior conviction for assault against women, so Sugawara is a person of high interest in this case, and she's the one who did it, so. This is data collected by Investigations HQ. Satoru Tanaka, one of the former developers of the game of the center of the serial killings, was found murdered on December 7th. Even at the time of the incident, Manabu Soda was suspected. However, since Adonis is setting up substitution murders, and assuming that Soda has asked for the murder in the August incident, Soda is likely not the one who committed the actual murder. We know that that's the guy who is actually Lupin. I can't remember his name. It was a Keisuke. Yeah. And he is the one who did this, so we know that. Because he admitted that to us. Anyway. He maintains his silence after being taken into custody at Shinjuku Station, but obtaining information from him is top priority. Okay. I'm not going to read the investigation, the first sentence, because that's just getting repetitive and it hurts my brain. The victim, Ken Hachisuka, and the assailant, Yuki Tsunemori, both attended the same free school 10 years ago. After digging further, more facts of the incident 10 years ago have surfaced. Yurine stabbed her husband to death and had planned a murder-suicide for the entire family. If her death is related to Hachisuka and Tsunemori, then the people close to Uno are possibly related to the incident. However, there's no doubt that Tsunemori murdered Hachisuka. However, he has committed suicide while in jail, so the investigation has been cancelled. The headquarters is prioritizing the arrest of perpetrators of other incidents. Oh, I already read that. Okay. As of now, there are no suspects for the October X Day incident. Considering Adonis's methods until now, it's unlikely that they simply declined to go through with it. It's highly likely that a body is somewhere in Shinjuku and has not been discovered yet. We all know all about this because we just did this in what's-his-face's route, so in Sadaishi's route. Additionally, the video that Adonis showed is nearly identical to the one in September, leading us to believe that the person who was a part of the September incident is likely to be the victim. As is the case with the September incident, if the perpetrator dies while under arrest, further investigation into this month will be given decreased priority. Addendum. This case is no longer designated a delayed investigation, but as a canceled one. Upper management doesn't think it's wise to make the police mistakes public. Yeah, so if you see, it's kind of, because it's like, and it's got the two kids, the two dolls, so yeah. This is data collected by Investigations HQ. I said I wasn't going to read it, and I did. The truck driver and victim, Kakazaki, has been investigated and has revealed that although he has prior convictions, there is no one in particular that harbored hatred toward him. On the other hand, the driver of the police motorcycle, Todoroki, had many past issues, meaning that quite a few people hated him. Some suspicious people were suggested as suspects, but because this may lead to internal strife, upper management is reluctant to pursue the leads. This incident was caused by manipulating the advanced traffic management system through hacking, so upper management would really like to keep this under wraps. Interesting. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here because we're way over now after reading all that. And it's all the stuff that she just got from them, but I don't think it's anything new that we didn't know already, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.